The NCAA Board of Governors on Tuesday unanimously approved new rules to allow college athletes to earn money off their name and image. Chris Martinez has more on what this decision means going forward.
The National Collegiate Athletic Association has voted unanimously to allow student athletes to be paid for their name, image, and likeness. In a statement, the NCAA Board of Governors wrote, "We must embrace change to provide the best possible experience for college athletes,
but do that in a way that's consistent with the collegiate model of sports."
The NCAA was under pressure to act after California became the first state to pass a law allowing college athletes to sign endorsement deals beginning in 2023.
There's so much money flying around and everybody is able to grab it except for the student athletes who are actually the talent on the field or the court or the pitch or whatever, creating the revenue stream.
The NCAA asked each of its 3 divisions to create new rules beginning immediately, but no later than 2021.
The NCAA believes that it is critical, that they need everybody operating under the same set of rules.
Last year, college sports programs in the U.S. reported $14 billion in revenue, while college athletes average about $18,000 in annual scholarship money. Those numbers are part of the reason why NBA star LeBron James skipped college.
Me and my mom, we didn't have anything. We wouldn't have been able to benefit at all from it. And the university would have been able to capitalize on everything.
Once student athletes are allowed to make endorsement deals, the average college football player could make more than $160,000 a year. Chris Martinez, CBS News, Los Angeles.
For more, I am joined by Dennis Dodd. He is a senior college football writer for CBSSports.com. So, Dennis, the NCAA approved this with the added caveat that it is, quote, consistent with the collegiate model. What exactly does the league mean by that?
Well, that was a problem today, Elaine, with the statement. It was very vague and semantically not complete. I saw in your report, there was no mention in that release about money or athletes being paid. The only distinction the Board of Governors made was they can now benefit from their name, image, and likeness. Now, what that means has yet to be determined. Can they do endorsements? Can they get paid for being on Dancing on the Stars? Can they do shoe deals? And if they are able to do shoe deals in college, why can't they do them in high school? It's they've let the thing out of the tank here, especially with college athletes, because a month ago, Elaine, Mark Emmert, who you just had on the report, said the name, image, and likeness rights were the biggest existential threat to the collegiate model. Now, a month later, they're willing to pay players? What's changed? You guys made reference to it. There's so many pressures from states now getting bills for name, image, and likeness, particularly California, Florida, Pennsylvania's in the mix, that they've been backed into a corner. And this is what they've been forced to do.
So in September, California became the first state to pass a law that would allow college athletes to get paid for endorsement deals and hire sports agents. Does this latest decision give other student athletes around the country that ability? Well,
that's another hang-up. The NCAA wants to do this by January of 2021. Okay, the California bill takes effect 2023. There are other bills like the one in Florida that will come online July 1st. And it has much broader allowances for athletes than what the NCAA is talking about. Now, do players in Florida get those allowances? Are they going to be able to hire sports agents and do all this stuff? Or the NCAA, I'm assuming, still at that point, will be trying to figure out what it wants to do. So there's going to be some rocky times ahead in different states with different laws, and the NCAA still trying to go through this process as to what it's going to allow.
So we saw a little of this in the piece, but how have pro athletes and lawmakers on Capitol Hill reacted to this news?
Well, LeBron has been very big about it. Obviously, he didn't go to college, but he's been very supportive of this throughout his professional career, because players are only limited, Elaine, to room, boards, books, tuition, and since about 5 years ago, a cost of attendance. Now, you've seen other estimates of what athletes are worth, maybe some in college football, $160,000, $250,000, if their actual worth was monetized. And that's what the NCAA holds down. Look, The Gerber baby can earn money in perpetuity, or the estate of the Gerber baby in perpetuity can earn money for its little face on baby food. NCAA athletes can't even do that. Regular students can earn money for going to Carnegie Hall and playing the violin. NCAA athletes can't do that. That has to change.
So you did touch on this a moment ago as well. So the NCAA timing on this, is it just a matter of pressure that officials are feeling around the country here as this kind of gets more and more public attention?
Yeah, it's pressure. I talked to a congressman from North Carolina today. He's got a bill, a federal bill, that would be passed, maybe passed or voted on by early next year, called the Student Athlete Equity Act, Mark Walker. And he said he criticized the latest announcement today for being very vague, for not addressing recruiting, which is, I mentioned, is going to be huge. So yes, they are pressured. As many as 10 states now are considering these bills. What the NCAA doesn't want to happen, this is a big reason why this happened today, they can't afford, not monetarily, but they can't afford perception-wise to be putting out legal fires in state after state after state, because it'll be a bad look for the association.
And so against that backdrop, Dennis, how might this affect college recruiting going forward? That's the big question, as I mentioned. Recruits today are obviously bound by a strict set of laws or bylaws as to what they can get, which is basically nothing. They get, I think it's $50 for their visit over a weekend. Much of the inducements that we've seen in the black market are what we're talking about that would be above board. You know, why couldn't a recruit do an endorsement for a car dealership? Why couldn't they do a shoe deal? And maybe they'll be overpaid in the beginning, but sooner or later the market will adjust and they won't be paid. And at the end of the day, Elaine, people worry about recruiting imbalance. There's a recruiting imbalance today. Alabama, if this comes about, Alabama will still get the best football players, Vanderbilt won't, and times will go on. We'll just have to live with it. I told Mark Emmert this to his face. I said, what is the number? Give me a number that turns off these fans that watch these sports, that make the Final Four in the tournament so popular. And he said, I don't know what that number is. I think that's one hell of a big number. And we're not going to approach it necessarily in these set of rules, but I don't think it's going to turn off the fans. I think everything's going to be okay. Yeah, still a lot of people really paying close attention to see what the next steps actually turn out to be here. Dennis Dodd, Dennis, thank you very much for your insight. Appreciate it. Thank you.